And we welcome you live to the beautiful Harlandale High School Gymnasium. We were here a week ago for the boys game. Harlandale was hosting Southwest last Friday. We're back on this Friday. The girls' Harlandale basketball team will be hosting the John Jay Mustangs in another big 28-5A basketball game. We are glad to bring it to you. This is Robert Villafranca. Brian Yanselson will have the play-by-play, and we have Gavin Quintanilla on cameras here this evening. We will be right back to tell you about the teams that will be playing tonight after a word from our sponsors.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
Do you own property that begs for a solution? Tacho Tovar and GBH Real Estate Solutions is here for that. Any condition, any situation, any location. Cash payment. The experts at GBH Real Estate Solutions can handle foundation repair, total interior rough-ins, or any other property need. From start to finish, GBH Real Estate Solutions will be there to make sure the job is done right. Whether the solution is a ground-up project, total renovation, or modernization, Tacho will see it through. Call GBH Real Estate Solutions today, or visit their Facebook page to see many more examples of their fine work. Tacho is waiting to hear from you. Oh, and did we mention? Tacho buys houses.
And we welcome you back to the beautiful gymnasium here on the campus of Harlandale High School. 28-5A girls basketball. The Harlandale Indians hosting the John Jay Mustangs tonight. Robert Villafranca here on the RC Audio Sports YouTube channel. You found us. While you're here, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you never miss one of our live productions. Brian Yanselson will join us in just a minute. He'll have the play-by-play. We have Gavin Quintanilla on the cameras here tonight, and we expect a good one. The John Jay Mustangs are visiting. Let me tell you about them a little bit before we start. I'm going to take you back 3 years to 2022. 12-25 they were, 2-14 in a tough 29-6A district. They finished ninth that year, and of 9 teams did not qualify for the playoffs, of course. The following year, 2 years ago, an improvement, a 5-10 record in district play, 10 wins against 17 losses overall, finished 6th and did not qualify for the playoffs. But last year, the John Jay Mustangs turned it around, a breakout year for the Mustangs in a brutal 29-6A basketball district. Finished 29-12 for the season overall, 11-5 in district play. That was good enough for a 4th place finish, and they lost to Corpus Christi Carroll in the first round, so they were by-district finalists. So the John Jay Mustangs coming over to 28-5A from 29-6A. This is a team that has experienced some recent success, and again, as I said, in a very, very tough 29-6A girls basketball district. They're led by Coach Timothy Green. He's assisted by Joshua LaCour and Christina Lita. The John Jay, the Mustangs, averaging 52 points a game, giving up 38 points a game. So we're talking about a 14-point differential there. 6 quality wins in their 16 wins that they have overall. 16-7, they're sitting in their overall record. 12-6 in non-district, and that makes them 4-1 in district play. A big win versus the MacArthur Brahmas last Friday, 46-45, and established the Mustangs as the #1 contender to the McCollum Cowboys, who have yet to lose a district ball game. The John Jay Mustangs, again, as I said, 6 quality wins against teams with winning records. New Braunfels, Holmes twice, Midland Legacy, Southside, and then of course MacArthur last Friday. So that record of 16 wins includes some pretty good teams in them. They'll be led by Nyasha Barnes, a Player of the Week here, RC Audio Sports Player of the Week this past week, averaging 15 points per game. And she will be held by a freshman, Michaela Garcia. We saw Michaela Garcia on the volleyball court along with Shanice Davis, and we've seen how athletic they are. But I'm telling you, Michaela Garcia, a freshman, keep your eyes on her. She's a multi-sport athlete, and boy, can she get it done on the volleyball and the basketball court. She's the leading rebounder for the Mustangs, averaging almost 5 rebounds per game, and averaging also almost 10 points per game. Again, Shanice Davis, a big part of this. Talk about multi-sport athletes. If there's a sport out there, she can play it, and she will play it. Last year, she lettered for the Mustangs in volleyball, in basketball, in track, and soccer as well. And so you have an idea of just how athletic she is. But the Mustangs are chock full of athletes, and you're going to hear their names called a bunch tonight. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and tell you about the Harlandale Indians.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 walking on beams of light, 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 light.
Once in a lifetime, we stand in the spotlight. The world waits on our next move. Got the keys to the kingdom, tasting the freedom. So what are we gonna do? Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna bring us down.
And we welcome you back to the beautiful gym here at the campus of Harlandale High School. Let me tell you about the Harlandale Indians girls basketball team. Head coach is Wendell Mulkey, assisted by Rudy Fernandez and Vicky De Los Santos. Rudy Fernandez and Vicky De Los Santos both have girls basketball varsity head coaching experience under their belt. So that's a pretty primo staff right there that Coach Mulkey is working with. Coach Mulkey is in his 5th year as the Harlandale High School head coach, qualified for the playoffs in all 4 of his first years here at Harlandale. Girls basketball, however, has not won a playoff game since 2012. So the Harlandale Indians and Coach Mulkey trying to break that ceiling. Let me give you a little bit of history. 3 years ago, 21-22, the Indians were 11-3, tied for second, and were eliminated in the first round. 2 years ago, 23-12, so another 20-win season for them. 9-5 they were from district, finished 4th, and lost or were eliminated in the first round. Last year, 30 wins for the Harlandale Indians, co-champions, and 13 wins against 1 loss in district play, but they were also eliminated in a tough, hard-fought game against Alamo Heights in the first round. So again, the Indians, Coach Mulkey and his staff, and the Indians wearing maroon and gold, trying to break that first round ceiling here in this program. The girls averaging 48.5 points per game. They're giving up 47.5 points per game. So point differential there is not very great, and of course they're giving up about 15 more points per game than the John Jay Mustangs are. 10-11 overall, 8-8 in non-district, 2-3 in district play after losing to the Southwest Dragons last Friday. The Southwest Dragons had not won a district game up to that point, so that one's going to leave a mark. And the Indians, they're hoping to get back into the playoffs again for the fifth consecutive year under Coach Mulkey. They're going to have to get a win here against a team that is in the top 4. And here you have them. John Jay Mustangs are one. They've got John Jay tonight. They've got Southside on New Year's Eve. So they've got a couple of opportunities to get back on track here immediately. The Indians, however, one quality win. They've beaten one team with the winning record so far. That's Parkland that they beat in the Harlandale ISD tournament, I believe. So here again, Robert Villafranca on RC Audio Sports YouTube channel. While you're here, subscribe. Brian Janselson will handle play-by-play duties. We've got Gavin Quintanilla with us tonight, and he will have the camera duties. So let me bring Brian Janselson in. I think we might be ready for the national anthem. But welcome, Brian.
Thank you. It's great to be here as always. A good way to get back into the swing of things. I know these teams had a non-district swing earlier this week, so everybody's ready to get back into it. And a big game for Harlandale. You talked about it, bouncing back after that loss, and Jay continuing to try to establish themselves in this district. So it should be a lot of fun.
And it should be a lot of fun. And every game that we bring you, we hope is. And we're going to honor our flag and nation before we start the game by the playing of the national anthem. So we're going to mic down and honor our flag and nation with those in attendance.
All right, national anthem is complete, and we are about to hear both starting lineups. Almost ready to go between the Harlandale Indians and the Jay Mustangs.
John Jay Mustangs sitting in second place, currently in 28-5A behind the McCollum Cowboys, who have yet to lose a game in the first round. The John Jay Mustangs have lost one to the McCollum Cowboys, and last Friday, boy, a barn burner against MacArthur. 46-45 was the score of that one, and handing MacArthur their second loss of the season. And it looks like we're going to go without starting lineups. Again, Robert Villafranca on RC Audio Sports YouTube channel. Brian Janselson, I'm handing the baton off. You've got the play-by-play. Gavin Quintanilla on the cameras here tonight.
Yeah, let's get ready to rumble. No introductions. They're just going to go straight at it. Everybody's ready to play some basketball, it looks like. And we are certainly ready to go right along with them. At center court for Harlandale, Sadie Mancha, and for Jay, number 11, Shinice Davis. And the tip is off, and we are ready to go. Jay getting right to it under the basket. Ball is loose, and the Indians recover. So the Mustangs trying to sneak one in right there. But the Indians not fooled whatsoever, so they'll set up their offense. Rounding the corner and going strong to the rim with her right hand, Sadie Mancha puts the Indians up 2-zip. And you know it's a big game when the cheerleading squad is here right behind us. So you might hear them throughout the game. If you're Harlandale, you hope you hear them very often. That means things are going well for the maroon and gold. Good pressure defensively by Baracas, and the shot is off the mark for Naisha Barnes. Indians recover. So a good opening minute thus far for Harlandale, but maybe speaking too soon on the turnover, and the finish, Claire Gutierrez evens it up at 2. Both teams applying on-ball pressure, full court so far. Harlandale deals with it right in the middle of the lane and putting it in. Julia Barajas, all 4 points belonging to her. Indians up 4-2, just a minute in here at Harlandale High School.
Man defense both ways. Brian, Aisha was going to launch one from behind the arc.
And you talked about it. She is the go-to leading scorer, 15 points a game, and she is not afraid to pull up like that. 5-4 Mustangs. Barajas swings it around the horn. Loose ball with a double team in the corner. Bodies on the floor, and it'll be a jump ball. It'll stay with Harlandale. Possession arrow pointing their way, and they'll inbound it underneath the basket. Julia Barajas, the senior who has done all the scoring so far, will send it in. Looking for some help. Not finding it now, just tosses it in, finds Leila Silva. Looks like Silva's asking for a screen, but she doesn't get it. Now she takes it herself and ends up losing it. A steal for Sadie Mancha, and here come the Mustangs. Putting it on the floor and drawing the foul there, Naisha Barnes. And she is active early, hitting a 3, and now heading to the line for a pair of free throws.
Naisha Barnes was our player of the week in 28-5A this past week.
Couple of dribbles at the charity stripe and misses the first. Now a deep breath after the initial miss. Takes her time, and second free throw rolls in. Splits the trip. Mustangs up 6-4, 2 minutes in here. Barajas, quick drive. Lays it up, but no good. Offensive board collected by the Indians and just thrown up as she draws the foul, Camila Sosa. Looks like she's heading to the line. A push will send her for a pair. Chance to tie it up if she hits both. Sosa connects on the first one. Jay took the JV matchup just before us, 31-21. And this promises to be competitive the whole way through as free throws are hit, all tied up at 6 here, 2 minutes in. Naisha Barnes, another 3, rattles in. And a steal for the Mustangs on the full court press off the glass and down for Analicia Rosa. 5 quickies there for the Mustangs, and they're up 11-6, but they don't get back defensively until a rejection by Michaela Garcia, who looked to be beat, but then she swatted it back.
Made up a lot of ground there. The Mustangs playing man defense, and like one had gotten loose.
Here goes Claire Gutierrez, another steal for Jay. Layup won't quite go. Harlandale scrambling for the board, and they do grab it. But then 4 blue jerseys surround the ball, and the Mustangs get it right back, putting it up and missing the mid-range look, Gutierrez. But again, an offensive board right back to Gutierrez, who is strong on the 3. Little frantic possession there for the Mustangs. Got 3 looks, but couldn't put it down. And then a foul at center court. I think that's a little frustration showing from Gutierrez, who couldn't hit a pair of those jumpers.
And as you called it, Brian, 3 opportunities there and some real good looks for the Mustangs, just unable to convert and extend their 11-6 lead.
Mustangs sending 2 to the ball right now. Harlandale having a hard time just getting a decent look up at all. Swarming to the basketball, Adelaide Rios gives it up. Nice spin move, but unable to connect. Sadie Mancha gets her own miss and puts up the floater, looking good from underneath the basket.
Mustangs putting a lot of their checkers up at the front of their defense. It's a little bit, looks like a 3-2, a 1-2-2, but it looks more like a 3-2 zone defense there. And if the Indians want to beat that zone, they're going to have to get the ball inside.
Gutierrez thought about the 3, and she thought too long because then it led to a travel. You can see the frustration remains as she bounces the ball back to the referee.
Emery Baldwin entering the ball game for the Mustangs, a junior guard.
Pass around half court nearly gets away, and now it does. Mustangs have it in the open court, and Emily Baldwin over to Gutierrez. Front rim on the three, but look at Baldwin fighting for the board, dropping it off to a teammate and leading to a foul. Rosa will head to the stripe. After their game against South San a week ago, head coach Timothy Green said about his J Mustangs, it's all about defense, and they look to wear teams down. So it may not look pretty at the start, but by the end of the game, they're working so hard defensively that it just is tiring, and you're already seeing that effort. They are all over the place defensively.
He called a similar game he called a similar game to this last Friday when the Southwest Dragons were here and employing that kind of a pressure defense as well.
Rosa able to hit both free throws. Mustangs back up by 5, and look at this defense just everywhere for the Mustangs. Nice kick out to the corner, but way too strong is Silva on the 3. Barajas recovers, and the Indians have another look. Short is Rios, and the Mustangs collect this one, looking to get off and running. Nearly a travel instead of double dribble. Barnes caught in between. She wanted to put it up, then decided to dribble.
Looked like she had gotten away with it, a couple of dribbles. I think the official behind her was expecting the official out front to call that as well. If you're not, I will. But here again, 2-2-1 pressure by the Mustangs, and 2 defenders on the ball anywhere the ball is.
Much better initial job beating it, but there's traffic everywhere you look. But an excellent charge drawn and some emotion shown by Barajas, who takes it. And with 3:29 left in the first quarter, Mustangs 13, Indians 8. Mustangs, the road team, wearing all blue. Indians, the home team, wearing white with their maroon and gold trimming. Another steal for the Mustangs. Bodies all over the hardwood. And that is going to go out of bounds, belonging to the Indians. Number 11, Shinice Davis, couldn't quite catch up to it. It's a big presence on the inbounds for Davis. And you can see what it leads to. It'll be yet another try to get the ball in. But when you're struggling to even inbound the ball at full court, just think about how hard it is to score on the other end. Indians beat the press for the moment, but unable to set up their offense. Mustangs gather it. All the way to the rim and going to the line is Shinice Davis, who is fouled.
Sadie Mancha will be called for that foul, Brian, her first foul of the game. 3 team fouls for the Indians, 3 team fouls for the Mustangs. Shinice, 67% free throw shooter.
The senior at the line. First free throw rims out. Substitutions made for both teams. As you look at Shinice Davis, one of a pair of volleyball players on this J team. Just so impressive, right? To go from the fall season of volleyball, grueling and lots to do there, and then you just transition right over to basketball. Same gym, same court, but way different. And they can get it done as Davis's second free throw also out. So both free throws off the mark for Davis. Harlandale trying to take advantage. Might have gotten away with a travel. Able to get it into their half-court look, but just nothing there for the Indians right now. Loose ball ends up with them, and let's see if Barajas can slow things down for her offense. First real-looking possession in quite a while for the Indians. Left-handed layup, no good for Sosa, and the Mustangs going the other way. Backing it out is Arevalo, in for the first time this game. Drops it right off for Rosat. She's doubled for the moment, decides to drive left and has it stripped from behind. Indians trying to capitalize on this fast break, and they'll keep it as that ball is knocked out of bounds. The score has remained 13-8 for a couple of minutes now, 2:13 remaining in the first quarter.
Michaela Garcia, Claire Gutierrez coming back into the ball game for the Mustangs. The Indians inbounding underneath their own basket.
And Aisha Barnes takes a breather. She's been the focal point of the offense. Half-court pass just to get it in. Madison Campos in the game for Harlandale. Little strong on that look for Sosa. Battle underneath the basket. 3 white jerseys surround it, and it's a jump ball that'll go to Jay. One thing's for certain, there's at least 2 or 3 bodies surrounding every loose ball so far in this first quarter. And more often than not, it's been the blue Jay Mustang jerseys.
Anytime you're facing that kind of double team pressure, it's easier said than done, as you've got to be able to pass out of that double team. Obviously, if you do the math, there's only 3 defenders against 4 of your offensive players if you can get through that double team. But as I said, easier said than done.
An interception by Barajas. She has been the brightest spot so far for the Indians, but then she gives it up. Davis trying to corral it on the fast break. She loses it, but it'll stick around with the blue and white.
Good hustle by Camila Sosa there. A hustle play that's not going to show up in the stats, but really denied Chinese an easy layup if they had been able to connect on that pass.
Baldwin sends it in. Look at Barnes right back off the bench and drills the 3. So she took what was literally a moment of a breather back off the bench and connects. That is 9 points from beyond the 3-point line for Barnes. A foul called on the other end. Sosa doing her best to weave her way through traffic and get to the rim. She'll head to the free throw line for 2.
9 points for Barnes, has hit on 3 of her trays. I think she's 3 for 4, so shooting about 75%, as Camila Sosa for the Indians, a 70% free throw shooter, gets her first one in.
And these are going to be important for Harlandale all evening. Got to connect on your free throws if you're going to stick in this game. And Sosa does just that, connects on both. And it's a 6-point game. Mustangs up 16-10. We're approaching the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter. The theme so far, defensive pressure for Jay and the 3-pointers of Barnes, who has the ball right now. Loses her dribble near center court, looking for some help, but she doesn't find it. Gives the ball up, 2-on-1 break, and going all the way to the rim is Sadie Mancha. Big time opportunity there for the Indians, who trailed by 4 now. Barnes, heart of the lane, misses the layup. Loose ball, up for grabs. Mustangs grab it. No foul on the drive. Indians have a 3-on-1. Long pass collected and put up and in by Mancha. What a spark for Sadie Mancha, and the Indians within 2 here at the end of the first quarter. There's no shot clock, so the Mustangs could hold on to it if they want. Final possession of the first quarter, but they don't appear to be waiting for much. Trapped on the corner, out of bounds. And going back to Harlandale, an energetic burst here for the home team could let them tie it up or take the lead as we finish up the first quarter. A 6-0 run after the Mustangs created a little bit of separation. Some substitutions made by both teams. They want to have their best units out there for these final 13 seconds. Pass nearly gets away, but Silva has it. Driving left, loses it for a moment, now finds her teammate. Sosa wrapped up, wild shot, had no chance whatsoever. Now just 1 on the clock. Half-court heave, way off the mark. So the Indians miss an opportunity there late, but not to be too worried about it, as they have a 6-0 run to trail by just 2 as we head to the second quarter. You're watching high school basketball on RC Audio Sports. Welcome back to Harlandale High School, where the Jay Mustangs have a 16-14 lead over the host Harlandale Indians. A fresh 8 on the clock as we get set to start this second period, and Indians on a 6-0 run as the Mustangs built a little bit of a cushion there. It was all the effort, really, of a couple of Indians, namely Sadie Mancha, 4 in a row just by herself to bring the Indians right back in it.
And Brian, interestingly, that 6-0 run for the Indians has come from the running game and some early offense, really struggling against this half-court defense that John Jay is putting up. So the trick for the Indians is to get the ball out in front of the press and get some early offense, try not to get stalled in a half-court offense.
Head coach Wendell Mulkey furious at that no call under the basket. Leads to an inbounds. Harlandale still has it. Mancha with a full head of steam pulls up from mid-range, and there is a tip there for sure. Mustangs trying to get off and running, but they can't gather it. Now a 2-on-1 look, and the Indians tie it up thanks to Julia Barajas off the glass and in.
A live ball turnover, and again, early offense. The Mustangs unable to set up a defense on that. A long 3 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Baldwin no good on that one, but the Mustangs regather it. Baldwin will try it again. Why not? Still off the mark. And the Indians unable to get to it in time. That was Barajas trying to keep it for her squad. Instead, it'll stay with the Mustangs. Naisha Barnes back in the game. She has been the main stream of offense, 9 points. And there she is under the basket. 2 around her. Disrupted enough. Dives for the ball and grabs it. Look at the effort and the finish then by Ana Alicia Rosa. That's all hustle right there for Jay, who take the lead right back. Tie up will go to the Mustangs. So a minute into the second quarter, and the hustle paying off for the blue and white. Got to give a lot of credit to Naisha Barnes. She knows she's going to get attention, not only from her offense, but defensively. I mean, look at the defender right now. He's not even looking at the ball, looking just at her, not even turning to where the rock is. And so because of that, a 3 put up and missed by Gutierrez. She has struggled from the field tonight. Barnes gets back defensively and causes a turnover. Indians give it up. And right now, number 24 for Jay doing the work offensively and defensively.
Well, one way that you can find the star of the opposing team when you're playing Harlandale is who is it that Julia Barajas draws, because she is the number 1 defender, and she is stuck like glue to Naisha. Obviously, the strategy is just to deny her the ball.
Working so far on this possession. It'll be Davis rolling right. Gets her own miss, wrapped up by 3 Indian defenders, and it'll be another jump ball, this time going back to the home team.
The Coach Mulkey really has several defenders here on the squad. Sadie Mancha is also a top-notch defender. Number 1 over there, Adelaide Rios, can play some defense too.
Baldwin gets the steal, but then she has it stripped away. Tiptoeing along the sideline allows Baldwin to get it right back. And she draws the foul, a little push. Not shooting, so it'll be an inbound from the sideline. But that's a great point, Coach. With all the steals Jay gathered in the first quarter, they could be up by way more, but this Harlandale defense has done a good job not making anything easy, and that's why they're still very much in this game, down just 2.
Coach Mulkey pulls Sadie Mancha off the floor. She's just gotten her 2nd foul of the game very early in the second quarter.
Baldwin from the corner, all but down. Rattled in and then out. Barajas grabs the rebound, takes it the full length of the court. Then Rios from the wing, a little strong on that one. Sosa battles with Davis. Eventually Davis grabs it. Look out from behind. And then denied by Barajas. There you go, Coach. The best defender as you speak. Has it poked from behind, but it'll stay with Harlandale. With both teams looking to get back on the scoreboard here in the second quarter. Defense stepping up.
Harlandale Indians, of course, tied for first last year, co-champions with the McCullum Cowboys, but we've got a couple of kids that graduated last year, Cassia Sandoval and Marissa Ortiz, both playing at the college level, and boy, they provided a lot of offense for the Indians. So the Indians looking to fill those shoes, but they've got some top-notch defenders on the team, nonetheless.
Timeout called by head coach Wendell Mulkey as his team was a little stagnant on offense there in the half-court set. So we'll take a brief break and stay right here, though, on RC Audio Sports.
We'll stay right here, Brian. Thank you very much. Let me tell you about Southside Real Estate Professionals, new to our sponsorship team. A group of women realtors, all graduates, all alumni of San Antonio ISD, Harlandale ISD. Their hearts are right here, and so is much of their work. I've told you all about them all season long. They contribute to community projects besides what they do in their professional roles. But to me, one of the coolest things that they offer are classes. If you're interested in selling or buying or investing, not sure you want to do any of those, call Southside Real Estate Professionals, and they'll talk you through the process. So they provide classes for you, and you can learn a lot more about that before you take that step.
We're back from the break. 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Jay Mustangs up 18-16. And another jump ball. That's our 5th of the game already. And this one will go towards the Mustangs. Jay, the road team in all blue, looking for a big road win in district play. Meanwhile, the Harlandale Indians trying to bounce back from a tough loss to winless Southwest at the time. That was Southwest's first win in district play. So you never know how a team's going to respond to that, but so far, Indians with a lot of fight against a talented Mustang team. And much of that talent coming from number 24, Nyesha Barnes, back in the point column. Her mid-range look makes it 20-16 Mustangs. Sosa smothered by 3 defenders. Lucky to have it stay with the Indians. Barnes took a tumble, but looks like she's okay on the defensive end.
The officials allowing a lot of contact on both ends of the court. That one could have been a foul against a couple of Mustangs. Instead, they let them play that one out. Sadie with the inbounds pass.
Yeah, great look underneath the basket, and she continues to deliver. Sadie Mancha averages nearly 15 points a game, leads all Indians. So we're halfway through this second period, and it's anybody's game.
Sadie will have to be careful again. Coach Mulkey allowed her back onto the court, but remember, she's got 2 fouls. And speaking of fouls, I think number 13, that's Julia Barajas, called for her first personal foul. 2 team fouls for the Indians here in the second quarter.
Barnes denied the basketball. Indians doing a great job to surround her. And that's a lot of contact along the sideline. Looks like they're going to give it back to Jay, but I think Harlandale has an argument there. I think Barnes got away with a little bit of a push there after losing the ball. And then along the sideline, but the Indians win the argument, so they'll keep possession.
The call coming a little bit late as there was a conversation here with Coach Mulkey, but the official did call the foul and had the whistle early.
Nice open look for Silva. Way too much on it, however, misses the mark. And Barnes leading the Mustangs the other way, finds a charging Rosa. Euro step floats in. Mustangs back up by 4. Sosa loses her balance, has it taken away by Rosa, but a jump ball called beforehand will keep it here with the Indians.
The Indians struggling in the paint. They're killing their dribble inside the paint, and you don't want to do that against the John Jay Mustangs. They will converge, and you'll get the ball tied up. If you're in the paint, you got to have an idea of what you're going to want to do with it. If you kill your dribble there, you can pretty much count a tie-up.
Barajas, the engineer, under the basket. Long pass gets away for a moment, and then a foul. Going to be called on Arevalo at center court. Lucky for the Indians because they were about to turn it over.
Coach Green, not really liking the call, but again, the defense as well. A good 40 feet away from the basket. It's not where you want to be collecting your fouls.
2 defenders attack Sosa with the basketball. She gives it up. Campos trying to find any sort of space. And a timeout called by head coach Mulkey once more to get his team out of trouble. So he is quick with that timeout marker, and he's been smart with it so far. So at 3:41 remaining in the second quarter, Mustangs 22, Indians 18.
And we'll take an opportunity to tell you about another sponsor new to our team, Presidio Concrete, owned by Hector Gonzalez and Dre Gutierrez, in the business for 3 years, and we've been telling you all about them as well. What a mark they've made in the industry in 3 years. A couple of big projects they have under their belts, a Veterans Memorial, the stadium in Judson ISD, the concrete work there, and they were also primary concrete contractors for the gorilla enclosure at the San Antonio Zoo. But don't be intimidated. They're glad to do work with homeowners on residential areas. If you've got a driveway, a porch, a barbecue pit slab that needs to get poured, call them up. The number's right there on the screen. When you call them, let them know that you heard about them on RC Audio Sports.
I see that gorilla enclosure being built every day on the way home, so can't wait to see the final product. And the Indians not wasting any time out of the timeout. Barajas with the layup, and it's a 2-point game once more. Mustangs still up, but not comfortable whatsoever.
The Indians staying in their man defense, and Barajas trying to deny Naisha the ball. A little bit of a push-off, no call.
Yeah, I definitely think she got away with one there. The Harlandale bench going crazy about it. And then you guessed it, a jump ball under the basket will keep it with Jay. Shinice Davis looks like she took a little bit of a shot to the face. Getting a little chippy here.
Shinice went way up for that rebound. We've seen her go way up on that front row for that volleyball team. And boy, she elevated for that board.
Corner three put up by Gutierrez, and she continues to be off the mark from the field. Indians with a chance to tie or take the lead. Campos over to the corner, right back to her. Now Sosa has it. Quick passes all the way around for the Indians. Barajas down to Mancha, and it's all tied up at 22. What a connection between Barajas and Mancha, and the Indians stealing the momentum here at home.
For the Indians on that possession, a little more pass and a little less dribble seemed to be the trick as they moved the ball around and found their open man underneath at the block. That foul, number 14, is called for it, and that would be Camila Sosa, her first team foul, her first personal foul, third team foul.
You know, Sosa has had to deal with a lot of that pressure when the Mustangs send two as the point guard, but she is not phased at all, and she's getting stronger as this game continues, as is evident by this tie game. Pass gets away from Barnes, trying to find their leading scorer, but she loses it, and it'll head towards Harlandale.
The Indians stay in a man defense with the inbounds play underneath the basket. A lot of times you'll see teams go to zone, but they stay with the man and able to deny the entry and get the turnover all tied up. The Indians looking to take the first lead of the ballgame.
Here's Sosa with the basketball. Only one defender sent her way. Now Barnes gets in front of her and draws the charge. Great defensive play there by Naisha Barnes. And she'll head back with her squad. 22 all with 2:20 left in the second quarter. Remember, Jay led by as many as 8 in the first quarter, but a 6-0 run for Harlandale got them right back in it, and now we're all tied up. Baldwin trying to change that. Not going to do it, but an offensive board and a look for Barnes will certainly get it done. So cleaning up the glass, and the Mustangs right back up by 2. Barajas looking to get around the corner. Might have gotten her arm hooked around the Jay defender, Arevalo, who is baffled by that call. She's going to be knocked with the foul. And you can see the Jay defender still motioning for that hook. But Harlandale will get a inbound underneath the basket. Nobody around Mancha, and she ties it up once more. Can't leave her wide open, Coach.
Can't leave her wide open, point blank. She's going to hit that one.
14 points for Sadie Mancha. She leads all scorers. But look at Arevalo offensively getting to the bucket with ease to put the Mustangs up by 2. So back and forth we go, Mustangs and Indians. 1.5 minutes left in the half. And a foul well away from the rim on number 23, Claire Gutierrez. You can see Barnes going to console her a little bit. Gutierrez hasn't made one from the field yet. Defensively, continuing to apply a lot of pressure, however. Little confusion here on the substitution. It'll be Mancha inbounding it. And now Sosa has it. Nice dribbling by Sosa, just off on the layup. Boy, she did everything but finish there. Now a break for Gutierrez, and a tumble to the floor will lead her to the line. A pair coming up for number 23.
That's a big foul there for the Indians. Sadie Mancha getting called for her third foul, and we'll see if Coach Mulkey's going to let her stay for the remaining minute and 14 seconds. I do see somebody at the scorer's table, and of course, you've got to let the shooter take that first shot before you sub.
And you could see Sadie looking up at the scoreboard, making sure that foul was on her, and she looks disappointed to come out, but probably the right move with a minute 14 left. Don't want her to pick up any more fouls. It'll be Adelaide Rios who takes her spot. First free throw is off for Gutierrez, the second one on the way, and it's also off the mark. A break for the Indians. Rios goes to the floor, and she's tied up. A jump ball will keep it with Harlandale, but these fans are not happy. Rios felt that she was fouled on the way down. Indians get it across half court. That's been half the problem so far, but then they give it right up. Able to get it back, though, is Baracas. Rios trying to calm things down. Swung around the horn to Sosa. Her three from the wing off the mark. Baldwin had the moment with the rebound. Then Gutierrez has it all the way to Barnes, who finishes for an easy two. Travel called on Rios, and not where you want to give it up, as the Mustangs will take over right underneath their basket. Up for 28-24 with 36 ticks left on the clock. Important for both of these teams to finish this second quarter the way they want to finish it. The Mustangs, of course, trying to extend that lead as they go into the halftime. The Indians worked very hard to get close, and certainly don't want to allow the momentum to go with the Mustangs. You are absolutely right about that, but an open corner three, just in and out. Offensive board fought for by Barnes, but given up. Indians have it, 20 on the clock. Sosa navigating through traffic, two defenders around her, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Will stay with Harlandale.
Gutierrez, a physical defender there for the John Jay Mustangs. Makes you wonder if she's played some backyard basketball or driveway basketball with her brother, Jackson, who plays for the Naval Academy.
That's quite the athletic family there. Lots of good genes. 7.9 on the clock. Harlandale with possession. And now a late change, says Jay takes over on that ball out of bounds. So the Mustangs looking to add to their 4-point lead to end the half. Rosa with the dribble, top of the key, into the paint. Ball bouncing up and down off the rim, and the buzzer sounds with the score remaining 28-24 in favor of the Jay Mustangs. But the fiery emotions continuing into the half. Coach Wendell Mulkey having a word with the official as we head to the break. You're watching high school basketball here on RC Audio Sports. Don't go anywhere.
Ready! Set! Go! It's a bad idea to run a foot race against these guys, just like it's a bad idea to go up against the billion-dollar auto insurance industry all alone.
Hire Martinez and Associates. With us, it's personal.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light.
Once in a lifetime, we stand in the spotlight. The world waits on our next move. Got the keys to the kingdom, tasting the freedom. So what are we gonna do? Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna bring us down.
Do you own property that begs for a solution? Tacho Tovar and GBH Real Estate Solutions is here for that. Any condition, any situation, any location. Cash payment. The experts at GBH Real Estate Solutions can handle foundation repair, total interior rough-ins, or any other property need. From start to finish, GBH Real Estate Solutions will be there to make sure the job is done right. Whether the solution is a ground-up project, total renovation, or modernization, Tacho will see it through. Call GBH Real Estate Solutions today, or visit their Facebook page to see many more examples of their fine work. Tacho is waiting to hear from you. Oh, and did we mention? Tacho buys houses.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light. Oh, 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 oh.
And it appears that we are going to get some halftime entertainment here. The Harlandale Golden Dancers on the floor. And it is our pleasure to bring their performance to you. The Harlandale Golden Dancers providing some holiday spirit and a halftime performance. We don't always get halftime performances here at our 28 5A basketball stream, so glad to have that. Harlandale Golden Dancers. We're at halftime here. The John Jay Mustangs leading the Harlandale Indians by a score of 28-24. And one of the reasons that we're here is because Southside Real Estate Professionals is a sponsor. All of our sponsors, we could not do this without them, and we appreciate them all. Southside Real Estate Professionals, a group of women realtors who are all alums of San Antonio ISD and Harlandale ISD schools. Their heart is here on the South Side, and so is so much of their work. If you're thinking about buying a house, call them. If you're thinking about selling a house, call them. If you're thinking about investing and maybe flipping a house, call them as well. But here's a good thing. And this is what I love. Telling people about Southside Real Estate Professionals. If you're not sure you want to do it, call them anyway. They will provide classes for you to introduce you to the process of it, to teach you more about the process, and no pressure there. You can find out if that's something that you really want to do. If it is, there they are. Southside Real Estate Professionals can help you with all of your buying, selling, investing needs. Give them a call, and when you do, tell them you heard about them on RC Audio Sports. While we are telling you about our newcomers to the sponsorship team, let me tell you about Presidio Concrete. Hector Gonzalez, Greg Gutierrez are owners of Presidio Concrete in business for 3 years. What a mark they've made on the industry in 3 short years. They have provided the concrete work for the Veterans Memorial Stadium at Judson ISD. They are in the process of providing the concrete work for the gorilla enclosure at the San Antonio Zoo. But do not be intimidated by the kinds of large jobs that they can handle. They are more than happy to self-contract with a homeowner at a residence. If you need a driveway, a porch, a barbecue slab poured, building a house, you need a foundation, Presidio Concrete would be your call. 210-784-7222 is their number. Hector Gonzalez, the owner, is going to pick up that call when you call him. When you do, tell Hector that you heard about him on RC Audio Sports.
Join the legacy today and become a teacher for Harlandale ISD. Here at Harlandale, we offer many benefits for you and your family, competitive pay, and a starting salary for teachers of $58,000. We offer teacher stipends for teaching bilingual classes, coaching, special education, and more. Here at Harlandale, we are inspiring our students to be the change. Join us today and make a difference tomorrow. Apply now at harlandale.net/apply.
We bring you back to the Harlandale High School Gymnasium. Beautiful Harlandale High School Gymnasium here on the campus of Harlandale High School. We'll run you through the sponsors who are on our team. We could not do what we do without them. We appreciate Martinez and GBH and Rex Formal Wear, Presidio Concrete, Southside Real Estate Professionals. We appreciate them all. Again, we would not be able to do what we do without their support. Superior Tax and Payroll Services as well. When you visit them, and we ask you to please consider them anytime that you are in the market for one of their services. We invite you to visit them, and when you do visit them, let them know that you heard about them on RC Audio Sports. Certainly help all of our causes here. Back live for the second half. I'm going to hand this over to Brian Janselson for the play-by-play.
Thank you, Coach. A good one so far. Mustangs up 28-24 over the Indians. Harlandale Indians with the first possession of the half. At times, they have struggled to even put up a basket. So let's see if they can get their shot off. Just navigating their way through this difficult J defense. Barajas looking for her options. Cross 2 defenders, finds Mancha, drives baseline, and she's pushed from behind. So an early foul against Rosa of J. Looking around, making sure it's on her. Didn't think it was a foul, but it is. So the Indians will bring it in from right under the basket.
Sadie Mancha penetrating the baseline there and kind of caught Rosa in no man's land. Came back in 180.
Bounce pass.
360 and got the foul call.
Bounce pass into Mancha, now swinging it around. Barajas, mid-range look, just off the side of the rim. Davis recovers the board and gives it to Barnes. Mustangs run in, fast break. Stopping in her tracks and missing the layup is number 22, Michaela Garcia. She's the starter, the freshman. Didn't play much of that second quarter, though. She hops up to get that rebound, fighting through, and draws the foul. Really strong board there for number 22 of Jay. Gaining some valuable experience as the first-year player. Mustangs will bring it in, have to go the full length of the court.
Layla Silva being called for her second personal foul, one team foul apiece for the Mustangs and the Indians.
Did get a little physical there at the end of the first half. Especially head coach Wendell Mulkey of Harlandale fighting for some foul calls that he thought didn't go their way. Barnes misses a look, and the Indians recollect offensively. Barajas over to Sosa. Now Mancha right back to Barajas. Little spin move off the glass, no good. Davis fouled as she tried to clear that board. So Shinice Davis, you won't find it in the point column, but she's having an impact on the glass offensively and defensively. Drops it off for Rosa, who will get the offense going for Jay. Wide open is Davis, takes a power dribble, unable to finish, gets her own miss, and now she's fouled, so she'll head to the line. Number 22, Mancha, unfortunately for the Indians, collects her fourth foul. Coach Villafranca, something we were preaching early in this game, and now it's come to fruition. Foul trouble for the Indians. Substitution getting ready to be made, Maya Peterson. But first, the free throw from Davis. Driven home, and out comes Mancha. That's a big loss right now for Harlandale.
That's a
with
big
6:21
loss.
left in the third quarter.
Absolutely, that's going to be a long sit down there for Sadie, and unless the Mustangs start pulling away, I'm sure Coach Mulkey's not going to let that the Mustangs get too far away with Sadie Mancha on the bench. But if the game stays close, that's going to be a long break for Mancha.
Just one foul to play with for her. Mustangs hit both free throws. They're up 6. Indians going quickly. A little too quickly there. Silva can't get the layup to drop. And the Mustangs with an opportunity to build on this 6-point advantage. They've led by as many as 8. Garcia started driving, now backs it out. Rosa. Point guard finds an open Gutierrez in the corner. She has struggled from the field, so she gives up the look. It'll be Davis instead, and she drills the 3. Mustangs, their largest lead of the game, 9 here in the third quarter. A foul along the baseline for Harlandale to slow down for a moment, but the Mustangs certainly the more energetic team coming out of the locker room.
Claire Gutierrez called for her third personal, second team on the Mustangs.
Mustangs have gone back to their full court pressure. Indians beat it. Here goes Barajas 2-on-1, takes it herself, and it won't work. Barnes clears the board, then loses it. Barajas, an open look. That's one she's going to want back. And the Mustangs escape for the moment. Was a foul called away from the ball? Yes, it was, but it'll go against the Indians, so the Mustangs do keep it. And that's one that Barajas will want back. It's actually a jump ball that goes towards Jay. So the possession arrow flips over to Harlandale after that one. Barnes with her back to the basket is fouled. You can see the attention she continues to draw. Has been pretty quiet since that first quarter where she drilled 3 3-pointers in a row. But she still leads everyone with 16 points. That's how good she is. She can be quiet and still lead everybody.
Layla Silva being called for that foul. Barajas was near the contact as well. The Indians fortunate not to have that one called on Barajas.
Ooh, and an eruption on the Harlandale bench. They cannot believe the foul called on Rios. The refs certainly hearing it, not only from the sideline, but from the Harlandale faithful here inside the gym.
And the Mustangs in the bonus, 5 fouls in the quarter for the Indians, and that means that the Mustangs will go to the line every time you hear a whistle, every time the Indians get whistled for a foul, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul every time. There are more 1-and-1s in high school basketball, Brian.
Not a good development for Harlandale. First, you lose your leading scorer, Sadie Mancha. She has 4 fouls sitting on the bench. And now you send the Mustangs to the line with 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Rosa splits her trip to the line, but that could be a long 5 minutes if the Indians aren't careful. Rios trying to get it in. She can't. It's swatted away, and she'll try again.
Sadie Mancha is still only a sophomore, but she provides a lot of leadership. It's just hard really to, besides all the tangible stats that you know that you're missing with Sadie on the bench, she provides a lot of intangibles and a lot of leadership. So the Indians are struggling a bit without her on the floor.
Sosa over to Rios. Indians break the press. See if Barajas can calm her offense down. She's barking orders. Over to Sosa. A lot of movement away from the ball for the Indians. Barajas takes back over, looking for some options. Defended closely by Rosa. Over to Sosa.
Sosa and Barajas, both seniors, 4-year lettermen. They made the varsity squads as freshmen. They played a lot of basketball together.
Definitely the longest possession of the night for Harlandale.
And not a bad idea, Brian, to shorten the game just a little bit. Or
Barajas pulls up from mid-range and drains it. Cheerleaders behind us go wild, and the Indians pull within 8. 34-26 Mustangs with 4:20 left in the third quarter. Rosa gives up her dribble, finds Gutierrez, now over to Davis. Down to the block, Garcia, strong move, able to put it down. That is some excellent ball movement for the Mustangs, back up double digits. Silva has to decide whether to go herself or pass it. She throws it up and misses badly. Mustangs going the other way. Barnes down to Garcia. One dribble and up off the glass. You can see the talent, though, that the freshman has, Michaela Garcia. Foul called at center court. Gutierrez with the shove of Sosa, and that'll be her fourth. So she'll likely take a seat, and she will. A couple of substitutions made for Jay. Gutierrez and Davis take a seat. Barajas in command of the Harlandale offense. They're going to need another spark like they saw at the end of the first quarter. Barajas around the screen, fakes the pass, but unable to finish. She had some room there to work with. Looks frustrated that she missed it. Rosa the other way, floater, too strong. Indians clear the board. Sosa then shoved by Barnes, and it'll be a foul on the Mustangs.
Naisha Barnes' first foul of the evening, the 4th team foul for the Mustangs. So both teams will be shooting on whistles. Maya Peterson in the ballgame for the Indians. You're not going to see a lot of offense from her, but boy, she's really working the boards well. I think she's got about 4 or 5 rebounds in the time that she subbed for Sadie.
And she's setting some solid screens there at the top of the key, giving her point guard some room. Sosa capitalizing and hitting the layup. 8-point game once more. Man-to-man defense. Corner 3. Right back to the shooter. Rosa kicks it all the way to the wing, but a whistle kills the play.
3 seconds. 3 seconds in the lane, I think, is the call here, Brian.
Everyone on Jay still looking around, but that does appear to be the call. Rios working so hard just to get it in. Indians do 2-on-1. Nice pass down to Peterson, off the glass and in.
What a pass. Julia Barajas finds Peterson on the backside block. And just as soon as I say you're not going to get a whole lot of points from Maya, she delivers 2.
She is working hard, providing a real boost off the bench, especially in the absence of Mancha. Barnes in the heart of the defense, off with her jumper, and the Indians looking to continue this little run they're on. A shove by Garcia, and that'll send the Indians to the line. Not the foul you want to commit, way away from the basket at the half-court line. You're about 35 feet from the basket right there, and yet you're going to result in a pair of free throws for the Indians.
She was playing some defense, trying to get a flick there from behind. A great way to play defense, but Camila Sosa, being the veteran that she is, changes the tempo of her dribble and has Michaela create some contact with Michaela, and Michaela's called for the foul.
A couple of big free throws here for Sosa. She hits the first one, can pull within 4. Mustangs had built a 10-point lead. We're feeling good, but the Indians not going away.
This is a big stretch for the Indians if they can stay close with Sadie on the bench. Just a big, big stretch for the Indians.
2:15 on the clock. Mustangs 36, Indians 32. A 6-0 run for the home team. Barnes looking for it down low. 3 defenders surround her and get the block. She wanted contact, not going to get it. Here goes Sosa the other way. Barajas thought about it, swings it to Silva. And Silva travels with the basketball, so it'll go right back to the Mustangs. Head coach Mulkey telling Silva, don't be afraid to shoot. You could have put it up instead of giving it to Jay. Mustangs in no rush here as Arevalo takes the ball. Baldwin over to Gutierrez in the corner. Still not falling for her. Ball tipped around near half court. Mustangs have it. Arevalo finds Davis near the corner. A little short on her three. Offensive board to Baldwin. Her miss is then gathered by Harlandale. 3 good looks for Jay, unable to be converted. Barajas dribbling around, finds Silva. Still not putting it up, even though her coach told her to, and then she's blocked on her way up.
Adelaide Rios is going to be called for her third foul, and that's going to send a Mustang to the line. It was number 31, Emery Baldwin, who was fouled. But I don't think that was a bad foul for Adelaide. The Harlandale faithful complaining that it was not a foul at all. But I think that Baldwin had a clear path to the basket, and I don't think that was a bad foul if you're rooting for the Indians.
No, and the fans right now are being treated to dollar hot dogs going around. See, nobody offers us hot dogs during the game.
They didn't look this way, did they?
No, not even a glance. Mustangs hit both free throws, 38-32. A minute left in the third quarter. Barajas finds Sosa. And with Mulkey all in the ear of the official, gets a foul for his squad.
Brian, I'm going to wait till they go down to 50 cents.
That's a good bargain, yeah. Really play hard to get. Here they come again. Not even a look.
Still $1 though. It's like playing the market. You know, this is the last game before the holidays, of course, and so probably trying to clean up their stock. No pun intended with the hot dog. I'm keeping an eye out for 50 cents.
Both free throws good for Sosa, and the Indians back down just 4. Defense stepping up for the maroon and gold. Offense coming through when they need it, and they're right in this ball game. Barnes can't even breathe with the basketball, has to give it up. Arevalo dribbling through traffic, and she'll draw the foul and head to the line.
Layla Silva's out in front, and it will be called on the foul. Of course, that'll send Arevalo to the line for 2. Silva with 4 fouls. She's done a really a very good job in making her fouls count.
So she'll head back to the bench. Campos back in as Arevalo hits the first free throw. Number 2 for Jay has been one of the key defenders. Now getting her look offensively and takes advantage. Both free throws good. 6-point lead for Jay. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Half-court pass to Rios. Lost her dribble. Finds Barajas. Nice look to the rim, and a foul called as Barajas nearly put it down for the end one.
Shanice Davis called for her second foul, but Barajas had an option here. She had a kick out on the near corner, and instead she took it. Felt like she had a lane, and can't question her judgment as she did draw the foul. Again, look at frustration there as Barajas misses her first free throw.
Now, we talked about how important those free throws were going to be. Able to split that trip, however. 5-point lead for Jay. Arevalo looking towards the sideline for directions. Gives it up to Gutierrez. Coach Timothy Green directing traffic from his bench. It'll be Davis from deep. No good. Indians have it, and they can hold for the final shot. First, they got to get it across, and they do. Barajas will put up the 3, and why not? Nothing but the bottom, and it's a 2-point game.
Boy,
10 seconds left.
Too much space for Barajas. She couldn't pass that one up, and you're rooting for the Indians. A good thing that she didn't. She nails that 3.
Rolls off the rim, and Barnes collects it with the board. Puts it right back up for 2, so the Mustangs make it a 4-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. But it is anybody's matchup here between the Indians and the Mustangs. A good one as you're watching high school basketball on RC Audio Sports.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be a $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light. Oh, oh, oh.
And we welcome you back to the beautiful gymnasium here on the campus of Harlandale High School. Robert Villafranca on RC Audio Sports YouTube channel alongside Brian Janselson, Gavin Quintanilla handling the camera work tonight on our final night before we break for the holidays. Not RC Audio Sports final night of 2024, but I understand, Brian, it might be your last call of the year.
I think so. Maybe I'll make it on the 31st. We'll see. But if this is the last of the calendar year, it's broadcast number 179 for the year. So happy to be alongside everyone and alongside you for a lot of those.
179. I'm going to have to do some math on that. 365 days of the year, about 100 of it. That's about half the days of the year you were calling the game.
That's right, but I love it. So there's nowhere else I'd rather be, and the Indians storming out of the break. An and one opportunity for Camila Sosa, trying to make it just a 1-point lead for the Mustangs.
Brian Janselson, of course, the voice of the San Antonio Missions, alongside being one of the voices of RC Audio Sports. Great work that you do with the Missions, Brian.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure. Definitely missed baseball season, but basketball, football, and volleyball filled the time in between. And we've got an excellent game right now. Jay 42, Harlandale 41. 1 minute into this fourth quarter. It's going to go down to the wire, it's looking like. Barnes leading all scorers with 18 points. She takes it herself. There are 4 white jerseys around her, and they force a jump ball. It'll stay with Jay, but I think Naisha Barnes is getting tired of all the attention because she has no room to breathe at all. Trying to get it to her in the corner, might have stepped out of bounds, doesn't lose the ball, and instead puts up the 3 off the mark, and Harlandale draws the foul on the rebound. Maroon and gold basketball.
New quarter, so the team fouls get reset. This is the second year this rule has been in effect. 5 team fouls in a quarter will get you in a bonus. Of course, after every quarter, you reset to 0. So 2 team fouls quickly on the Mustangs here in the early going of the fourth.
Harlandale with a chance to take the lead, down by as many as 10, but they give up the ball. Arevalo, lefty layup is good. Through the contact. Excellent job by Jalen Arevalo. And the Mustangs with a little room to breathe. 3 is the margin. Rios loses handle. Peterson recovers, and she'll head to the line and start keeping track, folks. That's 2 fouls. Not even 2 minutes into this fourth quarter on Jay. We saw how important that was in the third quarter.
Maya Peterson getting a lot of minutes here on the floor. Of course, part of that is that Sadie Munchas got 4, but what a job that she has done. A 60% free throw shooter, 62% free throw shooter. Let's give her every percentage point she's earned. Hits the first free throw.
And she is certainly earning it tonight. Hits the first free throw, looking to connect on the second. Little strong battle for the board, won by Barnes, so Mustangs up by 2. Arevalo, the point guard, drawing something up for her offense. It'll be Gutierrez from the wing, the 3. Too strong, board, goes to Davis, now Rios, and it'll be a jump ball belonging to Harlandale.
Both teams really do a great job. If you've, of course, Shanice just bringing the rebound down, brought it a little bit low, and the Indians all over it. We talked about in the first half how the Mustangs have done a great job. The Indians killing their dribble in the paint, and the Mustangs are just going to tie you up. You've got to have an idea. You can't kill your dribble there against the Mustangs. You've got to have an idea of where you're going to go with it.
Harlandale got the first basket of the game. They haven't led since. A chance to tie it up or take the lead. Ball is loose. It'll stick around with the Indians. 5:58 on the clock. Mustangs up 44-42.
Madison Campos making a backdoor cut there. The Indians trying to deliver, but that inside defense for the Mustangs. Well, the inside and the outside defense for the Mustangs is outstanding.
Sosa, the ball handler, gets a screen by Peterson, and your reaction says it all. It was strong and leads to the game-tying layup by Camila Sosa.
Oh my gosh, Brian, that was a collision. Annalicia Rosa had no idea that Peterson was setting that screen.
Maya Peterson is setting some type of screen so far tonight, and then she gets a piece of that shot. Barnes cleans it up, but her shot is no good. A third try for the Mustangs. Three is off by Gutierrez, and the Indians have it. Lots of contact on the sideline and a foul against Baldwin. Fourth team foul on the Mustangs. One more, and the Indians will be shooting the rest of the way.
Brian, are you sensing a little frustration here by the Mustangs here in the early going? Coach Green is up off of his seat, imploring his Mustangs to settle down just a bit. Expected a good game here. Let's play all 4 quarters.
Barajas, the veteran, roaming around, finds Sosa for 3, just off the mark. Gutierrez and Sosa tied up under the basket. It'll go to Jay. I've lost count of the jump balls at this point. I've got to say it's in the teens at some point. But no one is letting any loose ball go, and with 5:09, you start to wonder, when does Sadie Mancha come back in the game? She has 4 fouls. And what a job by the Indians to keep this close and tied while she's sitting.
Well, a luxury for Coach Mulkey. The Indians down by 4 when she went to the bench, and now tied up. So as long as they can play like this, Coach Mulkey can feel that Sadie can rest, continue that rest.
Gutierrez drives in and has it rejected by Peterson. Scramble leads it back to Gutierrez, but she still can't put it in. And then a foul 90 feet away from the rim. We'll give it to Harlandale, and they will march all the way to the charity stripe to shoot a pair of free throws.
5 team fouls for the Mustangs, and part of that frustration I'm sure that they're feeling is that the Indians yet to be called for a team foul in the 4th quarter. Of course, you know, officials are doing a great job from our perspective here. They can only call the fouls that are committed. The Mustangs have committed 5. The Indians yet to commit 1 in the 4th quarter. Sadie Mancha at the scorer's table looking to come in. So the Indians down by 4 when she got her 4th foul, up by 1 when she returns.
With 4:42 left in the 4th quarter, the Indians take their first lead since it was 2-0. What a comeback so far for Harlandale. Sosa connects on the second free throw, and it's a 2-point Indian lead. Can the Mustangs bounce back? Adversity on the road in District 28 5A. Arevalo takes it herself, misses on the lefty layup, gets her own miss. A tie-up under the basket will go towards the maroon and gold. Harlandale takes over with the lead, 4:31 left. Can they build some separation now? Barajas looking for help. Rosa all over her. Barajas able to get around her. Tiptoeing the sideline. It'll stick around with Barajas in the Indians.
Jalen Arevalo looked like she was smelling blood there. Came in on that dribble, but just was not able to secure it from Julia Barajas.
Mancha back in the game. Sosa looking her way. Puts up the shot off the glass. No good. But guess what? A foul. The 6th against Jay in the quarter. And 2 more free throws coming up for Harlandale.
And bonus at this point is moot, as that was a shooting foul. Camila Sosa would go to the line. Either way, a 70% free throw shooter. Sosa leading the Indian scorers with 17 points.
How huge has she been? Especially late here. Her 18th point puts the Indians up 3 and a chance to make it 4. The senior guard, Camila Sosa, rattles in the second free throw, and the largest lead of the game, 4 for Harlandale. Mustangs need something offensively. Looking for Barnes, but she continues to be smothered. It'll be Baldwin off with the three. Gutierrez gathers the offensive board, drives baseline under the basket, and she'll head to the line for two.
Great play there by Claire Gutierrez, grabbing the board and finding that baseline open for her. Comes back and tries to come underneath and for the layup and unable to connect, but she is fouled on the shot. The Indians' first team foul of the quarter. 2 shots coming for Claire Gutierrez.
And Claire Gutierrez, I think Ted Lasso would be proud of her. She is like a goldfish. No memory because she has struggled from the field. Just her 3rd point of the game, has 4 fouls. But right now, hitting the first free throw, trying to hit a big second one.
But what would Coach Lasso say? You gotta believe.
Believe and be a goldfish. Mustangs
Love
get
it.
the steal off the inbounds pass. Arevalo with the spin and the layup to tie it up at 48. 4 points just like that for the Mustangs, and it's 48 all. Another steal now at half court, but a foul will slow things down as Harlandale scrambling to recover. It'll stick around with Jay.
2 straight turnovers, and the Mustangs able to convert on both of them to close that 4-point deficit. All tied up with just under 4 minutes to go.
A great one here at Harlandale High School before everyone goes home for the holidays. Baldwin for 3. She hits it, and the Mustangs take the lead. Timeout, Harlandale. You're watching high school basketball here on RC Audio Sports. Don't go anywhere. 3:38 left with the Mustangs up 3. Welcome back to Harlandale High School. Mustangs, a 7-0 run and a 3-pointer just ahead of that timeout to take a 3-point lead with 3:38 remaining. Head coach Wendell Mulkey calling the timeout for Harlandale, trying to set his offense back up. It'll be Adelaide Rios sending it in. Our Indians have to go the full length of the court, breaking this J press that has been present all night. Barajas struggling to get it across. Finally does, weaving through traffic, still dealing with 2 defenders, gives it up to Sosa. Just breathing down the necks, and a foul finally called on Jay will send Harlandale to the line. Boy, I'm getting tired just watching the defense.
I think we've got oxygen here on the bench for you, Brian. 7 unanswered points for the Mustangs, trailing by 4, and in that 7 unanswered point stretch, I don't think the Indians even took a shot. So some great defense, getting some live turnovers, converting on them on their possessions. So just a blink ago, the Indians up by 4. Now the Mustangs up by 3.
First free throw, no good for Sosa. Second on the way and down, so she splits her pair. Mustangs 51, Indians 49, 3:20 to go here at Harlandale. Jalen Arevalo, the sophomore point guard, being trusted here in these late moments. Rosa trying to get it to Barnes, has it intercepted. Here goes Mancha. Now over to Barajas. Sosa, the ball handler now. Mancha trying to set up in the middle of the defense. Distraction caused for Barajas, who drives her way in, loses the ball. Now it's anyone's game. Baldwin has it and then loses it off her foot. It's Harlandale basketball.
Sadie Mancha closed in on the defense there, and I'm sure Coach Mulkey tightened up just a little bit. She's out there with 4 fouls, but the Mustangs and Emery Baldwin do her a favor, or do the Indians a favor by dribbling off the foot. Barajas
thinks about it, puts it up, little short. Rios fights for the board down to the court, but it squirts out and ends up in the hands of Rosa for Jade. Able to get out of her own side of the court, over to Gutierrez. Her three is down. Claire Gutierrez, for the first time tonight, hits a three in the biggest moment. 5-point lead for Jay, and then a foul by Baldwin will send Sosa right back to the line. Some big moments back and forth for these two teams. They want it.
Emery Baldwin called for her 5th team foul, so she'll go to the bench and she's disqualified from this game. Shanice Davis will step right in. How would you like to be Coach Timothy Green and be able to sub Shanice Davis for Emery Baldwin?
Yeah, and Baldwin had a big impact. She hit that three that initially put the Mustangs up here in the 4th quarter. So now she will be on the bench. Davis back in. Both free throws good for Sosa. And the
22
Mustangs
points.
up by 3.
22 points for Camila Sosa tonight.
What a night for her. Can the Indians step up defensively? Sosa playing close defense on Rosa. Trying to get some help. Hands it off to Barnes. She's been quiet this quarter, but not anymore. She'll head to the line for 2.
Julia Barajas looks over to the official, imploring. She thought she had all ball, but the official saw some contact there. Nyesha Barnes goes to the line for 2 shots. She's got 18 points tonight.
First free throw rattles out. 16 of those points, however, came in the first half, so just 2 here since the break. The Indians have done a nice job keeping her quiet.
A rare miss for Barnes, a 77% free throw shooter.
A lot of noise in the gym. Not going to rattle that one.
Takes something. Takes just a little off the arc there, and all nylon for Nyesha.
4-point lead for the Mustangs. Under 2 to go here at Harlandale. Peterson trying to set a screen. Going away from her, however. Barajas now looking for someone to help her out. Drops it off to Sosa. Behind the back dribble. There's the screen for Peterson. She's been excellent at that. Sosa still with the ball. Finds Peterson down low. Had an open Mancha. She didn't see her, however. Shot is no good, but it'll stay with Harlandale. You could hear Mancha yelling as she cut towards the rim, but Peterson just didn't see her or hear her.
She was on the back side, and Peterson on the front side, but you're exactly right. She had some space between her and the defense.
Sosa short on her layup. Rios collects the miss. Maybe a little premature going right back up with it, and Barnes collects the board. Tumbling through the defense, drops it off. And the Mustangs in no rush now. 4-point lead with 70 seconds left. Arevalo dribbling through, now backing it up. Harlandale trying to pressure the basketball. Davis gives it up to Rosa. No fouls yet. Rosa has it tipped away. Loose ball. Barajas has it. 3-on-1. Lot of contact there. No foul. Second shot no good for Mancha, and the Harlandale faithful is furious behind us. 40 seconds left on the clock as the Indians have to foul now. Arevalo with the ball. That'll be team foul number 4. So one more will send Jade to the line.
And this is where that new rule comes into play. 5th foul. I think that the officials motioning over to Coach Mulkey. That must have been Sadie who was called for that. I beg your pardon. Adelaide also had 4 fouls before that. So Adelaide Rios played a terrific game here tonight, disqualified from the game on her 5th foul.
No immediate foul on the inbounds. Barnes has it. Arevalo, the sophomore, what a moment for her. Just her 2nd year playing already under the bright lights. Jade just setting up their defense, not sending any of their players to the line. And Arevalo misses the first. So they're basically conceding the miss, should it happen, with 4 Indians ready to pounce on the board. Rebounds, second free throws off, so both misses for Arevalo. 25 seconds left for the Indians, down 4. Sosa all the way to the rim, but she hits the underneath of the basket. Open court for Gutierrez, no one in front of her, and she connects for the layup. 13 left on the clock, a 6-point Mustang lead. It'll take everything. Campos from the wing, nowhere close. Ball is loose, will belong to Jay, and with 6.2 left, the Mustangs just might escape with a win here. And they will dribble it out, no fouls, and that will do it. The Mustangs, given everything they could take and handle from Harlandale, but they will leave with a 57-51 win on the road to improve to 5-1 in district play. The player of the game, Nyesha Barnes, what a job she did. 19 points for the Mustangs to power them to this road win. What an effort for Harlandale as well. You got to credit their fight, their energy to the end. There was a moment there where it looked like they might have it, but the Mustangs will leave and head to the holiday break with a 57-51 victory. For Coach Villafranca and Gavin, our new cameraman, doing a great job here on the sideline. I'm Brian Yanselson, saying happy holidays and have a fantastic Friday night from Harlandale High School.